Welcome, friends, to Crazy Women Country, where women's voices matter. We bring you the greatest female voices in the music industry, from the artists, songwriters, and producers, to managers and executives, and all the women who make the music industry what it is today. Thank you for joining us. Welcome, friends, to another episode of Crazy Women Country. I'm Donna, and today I'm here with Sofia Nunzia. How are you doing?
I'm doing really well. How are you?
I'm doing great. Are you staying warm?
I'm trying my best.
Okay, because you have a nice beach behind you, so I'm just going to say that. Yeah.
The beach here, but outside there's snow on the ground.
Kind of like that Kenny Chesney Christmas song, the one where he said you want white Christmas as long as it's sand, right?
Yes, exact.
Perfect. So we like to start off with the most difficult question ever. Who is Sofia Menzia?
That's a tough question. I am a 15-year-old singer-songwriter, and I have a Southern charm and Northern attitude. I was raised in North Carolina and then moved to the Northeast. So sometimes I'll have an accent and sometimes I won't. It just kind of comes and goes when it feels like it. And music is a really big part of my life, but I'm a nerd at heart and I want to be a singer-scientist when I'm older.
That is so cool. I did see that on your bio and I was like, I need to talk to you about this singer-scientist thing. So obviously you love science.
Yes.
Okay, so is there any specific area of science? Do you like chemistry more, or anything in particular? Or
so right now I haven't really gotten to take many science classes. I'm starting the process of picking more, but I've been really interested in learning more about biomedical engineering or neuroscience. So I'm hoping to start to go towards that, but I love math too. So
those are wonderful. That's really awesome.
Thank you.
Yeah, I love science. To me, I work in healthcare field during my day job, although I do analytics. So, but the medicine part and science, biology, all of that has always been so intriguing to me. And I always love reading about it and stuff. So I am excited to see what you do in the future in general. So make sure you keep me as a friend. Okay. Okay, wonderful. So let's get back to the music part of this. So you just had your recent release on the 7th of January, you're saying. That Girl Is Perfect. You want to tell us about that song and what it means to you and why you wrote it?
So I wrote this song for my friend who was going through something that it was kind of hard on her. And I had this melody that I really liked. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to write a song for her to let her know that she's going to get through this. She's perfect. She's beautiful. She's smart. And I don't want this to bother her. So I wrote the song as it was especially for her, but to all girls, all women who are kind of going through something. I just want them to know that they're perfect, they're beautiful, they're smart, they're funny, and they're amazing. And I don't want anything to get in the way of that.
An awesome song. Very inspirational in that sense.
Yeah.
I loved it. I will say that. And if you haven't heard it, go listen to it after the interview, everyone. Oh, so what do you have coming up for this year as far as music goes? Are you doing more writing? What are you doing right now?
I'm writing every week. It's just super fun for me. So yeah. I'm always writing new songs, and I'm hopefully gonna get to go back to Nashville this summer to record more. That'll be something that I'm looking forward to.
Wonderful.
Thank you.
Definitely excited for new music. Always excited for that.
I love new music.
Absolutely.
There's a lot of inspiration in Nashville too. So
So who are some of the women that inspired you to do music?
There's a lot. For country, especially, people like earlier Taylor Swift stuff. I know Leanne Rimes, Martina McBride, um, even like Dolly Parton and Reba McEntire. There's been a bunch of inspiration for me because even though I don't necessarily have music exactly like theirs, I love listening to it. I love getting inspiration, and I love all their voices. It's gorgeous.
Some great choices too. So what about some non-country women?
Non-country women. I listen to Whitney Houston too, and who else?
Powerful voice in her.
Yeah, it's mostly a lot of people that have the powerful voice. Kelly Clarkson too. I know Carrie Underwood has some country stuff. But all the powerful voices. I love all the women and them showing their power behind their voice because it's beautiful.
Absolutely, I can't agree more with you. And those are all great, like I said, great choices. I mean, how can you not be inspired by those women in general?
Yeah, who's your inspiration?
Absolutely. So would you like to get into some fun, crazy questions?
Sure.
Okay. There's no real right answer. And I know one may not be applicable yet because you're a little young, but it's okay. It'll be fun anyway asking.
No, let's
Okay.
go for it.
What's the last thing you read?
The last thing I read, other than from my history textbook, I've been really into the book Monday's Not Coming. I just read it a couple of years ago and I keep rereading it. It's just an amazing story to me. And also there's this book, Clap When You Land, and it's written entirely as a poem. And being a songwriter, I love all the like poem type things and all of the rhyming words. So I've been really into that book lately too.
Wonderful. That sounds like a good reading book for anyone that likes to write.
Have you read either of those books before?
I have not. So I now have 2 new books that I have to go check out. I appreciate it. I always appreciate it. That's why I asked that question, because even if no one else on the podcast and stuff wants to read them, I usually do. I'm that person who likes to read. So yeah. So hypothetically, if I said to you, I need to hide a dead body, do you know a good place?
Hypothetically, my basement's a good choice. If had to, there's a lot of woods up north, you know. You could, and a lot of dead animals too. You could a dead body and then a dead animal, and you're all good.
Perfect. Awesome. I'll be sure to call you. Oh, what's the best concert you've ever been to?
I went to, they're kind of different. I'm going to say my top 3 because they're all kind of connected. So I went to a Colin Ray, Sammy Kershaw, Aaron Tippin concert, and that was my first time, I believe, at a country music concert, and I almost cried when I saw them on the stage because it was a super crazy experience. I didn't even know we were going to go for a little while. My mom surprised us with tickets, and it was a really amazing experience. And same thing we saw Martina McBride concert right before COVID. It was the week after my birthday or something, and she did some Christmas songs, and she's like, all right, what song should I sing? And someone went, Independence Day. And she was like, wrong holiday. It was right before Christmas. And there was also a concert that I went to. It was New Kids on the Block, Boys to Men, and Paula Abdul. And that was a completely different crowd from everybody else. But it was so, so much fun. I just love seeing live music, and especially even small artists and like all the bars in Nashville too. People that haven't made it yet, but all of their amazing voices and getting to see that they're songwriters too. It's really amazing.
It's really awesome. And you have a great point in Nashville. I mean, if anyone listening to this, if you've never been to Nashville and experienced the Bluebird or any of the small venues, Tootsie's, any of them. I mean, even Margaritaville there, we were listening one day to, I don't remember who it was, but yeah, if you have never been to any of those places, you need to go. I mean, the Commodore Grill, all of those have songwriters nights. It's amazing. So, but those are some great concerts. I will say that.
Have you been to any of those ones? Or?
I have not. I actually saw Martine McBride. I saw her years ago. So that was different. That wasn't Christmas, but yeah, amazing voice. But yeah, New Kids on the Block. I have to admit, I was never a New Kids on the Block fan because I grew up in that era where they were like the pop of my generation, you know. So, but no, Paula Abdul, awesome. Yeah. So, oh, great. I'll have to definitely see. Oh, I did see Sammy Kershaw years ago too. I lied. Sorry. Saw him. And Aaron Tippin. So yes, I did see it. Not together, but yeah. Yeah.
My brother has when we went to that, we saw Aaron Tippin afterwards, and he wanted to get something signed. So he turned around and got his leather jacket signed, and it was the coolest experience.
That is so awesome. That's definitely awesome. So what's the first thing you would do if you won the lottery?
The first thing I would do if I won the lottery? It's a tough question. I would want to take a vacation with my family. Most likely. I'm not really a stuff person. Like, I know people are into cars and I don't know, all the tangible stuff, but I like experiences. So just to spend a week with my family somewhere, because I know my parents work really hard. So it would be good for them to get a vacation too.
Oh, that's really beautiful. Okay, so now I want you to win the lottery so you can take your parents somewhere on a nice vacation. Oh, so tell us something that's on your bucket list.
On my bucket.
You know, you must do before you die, like skydiving or something crazy or something fun or visit location.
If I went skydiving, I would probably pass out halfway through and forget I did it anyways. So I'd have to say I feel like it would be super cool to at least visit like one little shop in every state. I feel like that would be so cool. Like, even if it was just like a small business, I feel like that would be super cool to just kind of see how the community is and all like little downtown places. It'd be an amazing experience just to see like all the different cultures. But
That is awesome. I love that. Sign me up for that one too.
do you have something?
Do I have something as far as a bucket list? Oh, well, I love traveling. So we do that a lot in the summer months. As we had mentioned, we become the Florida snowbirds now and take the RV north. And so, yes, I love visiting those little towns, you know, even historical places. Like last year we were at Deadwood, South Dakota. So it was known for gunfights and things like that. And it was just really cool to see those little areas like that, you know, that, yeah. Love it. Absolutely. Just take you with. Just kidnap you. Your mom's gonna be like, wait, where'd you go?
Like, it's fine. I'm on vacation.
Yeah, it's just a vacation. It's all good. Well, so what job do you think you'd be terrible at?
Anything where I have to sit still all day. I cannot for the life of me sit still for like 10 minutes. I have to be doing something or hyper focused on something in front of me. Like I could not sit and stare at a computer screen all day. Online school was awful for me because if I'm gonna sit down, I need to have a pen and paper because it works better with my mind. And I don't I don't like having to sit still. I love being able to do something on my feet, getting to at least walk around at some point in the day. It would drive me crazy if I was sitting at a desk looking at a computer screen for the rest of my life. I know I'd be terrible at a job like that.
Oh, that's funny. I love that though. I love the honesty in the answers. Oh, so what's your game plan for zombie apocalypse?
For zombie apocalypse. Ooh, heading straight for the tallest building, and I'm just gonna hope zombies don't know how to climb stairs. Because, or at least they're pretty slow, right? Like it would at least
Wow.
take a while, and then there's like a second flight of stairs. It's like head down the back way. I don't know. I know I know some people have like a straight game plan for like, okay, there's zombies coming. I've already got my bag packed. I'm like, let's just drive around and hope they don't find us.
Oh, that's great. Oh,
Guess I just roll with it.
yeah, it's got the flow. Oh, what artists or albums should we listen to before we die?
Famous or
Any. What do you think? Like, I've heard someone mention, obviously Carole King Tapestry, or they go to Taylor Swift and there's a specific one from her that they may mention, or even just her as an artist, or, Dolly Parton, obviously.
Yeah. If I was gonna say a Taylor Swift song, I'll start with this. I would say Stay, Stay, Stay by Taylor Swift. It's a song that I accidentally heard in North Carolina that stuck with me, and it just became kind of my best friend and I's like song is a connection, especially during the pandemic. And we ended up recording it and making a little video. You know how everyone did that during the pandemic, you right? So we did that together, and it just became kind of our song together, and I know all the lyrics by heart. But for non-famous, there's a couple artists that I listen to that are from Nashville. There's Mike Riley, and he has a song called Holding You that I love listening to. And it's a very, very pretty song. And there's Blaine Holcomb, and his song I Drink, She Drives, I heard at a bar in Nashville for the first time and immediately added it to my playlist. So both of those artists are not famous. And then definitely the Taylor Swift song, or of course, I have to throw in, I'm a huge Luke Combs fan. One Number Away, or Beautiful Crazy. Those are my favorite songs by him.
Great choices. And I love how you pick songwriters. I really do. The singer-songwriters. Because years ago, if I would have had to pick someone, I would have first said Lauren McKenna, and people are like, who's that? So at least now everyone knows who she is. But
yeah, I mean, I connect more with songwriters. It just makes more sense to me. I mostly listen to people that write their own music because I understand the amount of effort it takes to go through that whole process, and there's a lot of appreciation once you know like what goes into it.
Absolutely. So, who would play you in a movie of your life?
Who would play me? Oh Lord.
Or who would you want to play you?
Who would I want? No. I don't really know a lot of actors or actresses. I don't really watch that many shows, but I don't know why that's the toughest question for me.
No, it's okay. I'd want Sandra Bullock only because she's just really cool. Like she is awesome producer, things like that.
Yeah.
Has nothing to do with looks, but
Yeah. No, I'm not even entirely sure. I know there's a lot. I'm more of a I recognize who that is, but I couldn't tell you the name for the life of me. I'll see someone in a show, I'll be like, wow, that person's amazing. And I'll call them by whatever their name is in that show. So there's only a couple people that I could name that like Zendaya. I know she's been in a couple shows, but I know her name. But that's about all I got.
it's okay. It's all good. Oh, okay. So this might be an easier question. Where's Waldo?
Where's Waldo? Oh Lord. No, I've never gotten that question before.
That's because usually just comes with a book and a picture. Just find him, right?
Sure. Yes.
Where do you think he is?
Where do I think he is? I think he's hiding behind a curtain or something.
It's a good place. Yeah, I can see that.
Where do you think he's hiding?
I have no clue. I honestly have no clue. I'm more of the I love when I go through going back to the bucket list and towns. There's a town in Florida called Waldo. So I always joke and I'm like, look, I found Waldo, everyone. Like, yeah, I know. That's me. Oh. So, do you cook? I'm asking this because it makes sense to ask the next question if you do cook.
Okay. I pretend to cook. I can mostly follow instructions. The other day, or actually about a week ago, I tried to make mac and cheese, boxed mac and cheese, okay? And
What kind? Was it the Velveeta or was it like Kraft or?
It was, I don't even remember. I think it might have been Kraft. Not even entirely sure, yeah. But whatever it was, the box had the direct instructions, right? For a box, you're supposed to add 6 cups of water, and then you wait for it to start boiling. You add in the noodles, and then you wait and add in the cheese, whatever it is, okay? And I thought that since I was making 2 boxes, it meant I had to have 12 cups of water. Apparently you don't. So not only did I learn that, I also learned that there are measurements on the inside of pots, and you should not use an 8-cup pot and put 12 cups of water in it, and then 2 boxes of macaroni, and then expect that it will not spill over the top. Because my entire stove ended up covered in boiling hot water, and I had to hold a cup and just kind of pour it and hope that it didn't spill everywhere. Just make a couple trips to the sink. So I will pretend to be a cook.
I love that. The only reason I asked which brand it was because like the Velveeta, I think comes with the cheese already done, whereas like the Kraft, some of them you have to actually mix margarine and the cheese mix and whatever.
I had to mix in the milk and the
that's
the butter and the
yeah. Good stuff. So this leads to the next crazy question: would you rather cook or order in?
I would love to be able to have people that actually know what they're doing cook for me. I mean, every once in a while, it's fun to be able to make your own like homemade pizzas, but at the same time, if I want a burger from the place in town. I'm gonna get a burger from the burger place in town.
Absolutely. So do you sing in the shower?
Oh yes, of course, absolutely. Every single day. I take the longest showers out of everybody in my family, and I'm always singing and coming up with ideas. So I have to like run out of the shower and record something last minute. Do you sing in the shower?
Somewhat, a little bit. Depends on who's home.
That's fair.
Oh, so do you prefer boots or heels?
I'm very clumsy, but but heels are cool to an extent. I love wedges because it still makes you taller, or boots with somewhat of a thick heel because then you don't fall, but you're still taller. So heels are optional sometimes if I'm not going to be anywhere near ice, but I much rather wear boots. I live in boots.
I agree. 90% of the time, boots, absolutely.
Yes.
Oh. What's the best thing since sliced bread?
The best thing since sliced bread. I feel like I should be funny here and say peanut butter and jelly. Best thing since sliced bread. I'm gonna say I'm gonna go with ripped jeans, just because I'm a clothes person. I wear ripped jeans almost every day, with a belt, of course, and sometimes a flannel and boots. It's just I still look like a Southern girl, even though all my friends make fun of me because they're like, you do realize it's cold here and there's snow. You can't wear jeans with holes and then flannel. That's not how it works here.
Oh, just go with the flow. Wear whatever you want.
Exactly.
Oh. So do you have any guilty pleasure music? If so, what is it?
I pleasure music. I mostly just listen to country music or Motown music, but sometimes, oh, I used to be obsessed with Rascal Flatts when I was really little. That would be the only thing that would get me to sleep. And whenever I can't fall asleep, I still play Rascal Flatts music. I don't know if that counts at all, but anytime I can't fall asleep, I'll put on Rascal Flatts songs.
Perfect. Oh. What is the worst pizza topping?
Okay, so there's a lot of people that will say pineapple, but that's one of my favorite pizza toppings. I think I've never tried anchovies on pizza because it kind of looks gross. And in my opinion, some people might really like that, but I'm more of a like meatball or ham and pineapple. I'm not really all there for fish, but so I guess some people like it.
Yeah, I'm not big on the whole fish pizza thing either.
Yeah.
But at least I can come over and have pineapple and ham on the pizza with you because everyone else seems to be saying they don't like pineapple on their pizza. And I'm like, why not? You just put ham and then you put pineapple and it just goes perfect.
Thank you. I've not really met a lot of people that actually like pineapple on pizza. So
Yeah. Well, I where I love pineapple is actually either grilled or cooked. I love it warm. I don't really like it the whole cold, fresh fruit. I mean, I'll eat it that way, but I love it
yeah,
cooked. So
yeah, so good, especially if you put cinnamon on it too.
yes. Yes, absolutely. Okay, so we can cook. Well, I can cook for you if you'd like. We can all,
Yes, we can make homemade pizzas and put pineapple on it.
that's it. Sounds good. So, if you could be another person for the day, or a position like, I don't know, a CEO, a doctor, a lawyer, whatever, who or what would you want to be for the day and why? I know that's a very thoughtful question, isn't it?
It is a very thoughtful question. I think it would depend on my mood, because it would be cool to be somebody super famous and get to take their spot on tour for a day. But at the same time, I would also love to be a teacher or spend a day doing sciencey stuff in like a lab, which would be super fun. I feel like it would depend on what I felt like when I woke up in the morning.
That's fair enough, because we can always change our minds, can't we?
Exactly.
Firm believer, and you can always change what you want to be when you grow up too, no matter how old you are.
Exactly. You could be 50 years old and decide, like, you know what? I'm bored of my job. I'm going to switch it. Why
Exactly.
not?
Yeah. We're open to choices like that, aren't we?
Yeah, exactly.
So are you good at keeping secrets?
I'd say I am pretty good at keeping secrets. If they're my own secrets, they kind of turn into, oh my God. So did you hear that I ended up doing blah 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 blah? Right? I'll say my own secrets. But if somebody else tells me, don't say this, I usually forget about it anyways. So I'm pretty good at keeping secrets.
That's a great way to forget them. Yeah. So, and I know this may not be applicable, but at what age did you become an adult?
I don't think I'm even close to that yet. I love being a kid still. I don't want to grow up. Everybody else has always said, I want to grow up. I want to drive. I want to get married. I want to have kids. I want to have a job. I've been like, whoa, okay, slow your roll. I'm good here. I would have stopped at 12 if I could have. I've always loved getting to experience things as a kid and getting to, try new things and just kind of have fun and not have to worry about all the things that come with being an adult.
Yeah. The whole rent or mortgage or all that good stuff. It's not fun. That responsibility of bills and.
I'm probably going to be kicked out at some point when I turn 25 or something, but
Oh. Okay. Well, at least it's not till at least 25 or, maybe 30, maybe your parents let you stay later.
They won't let me drive yet. So.
Okay. See, so you gotta wait till you can drive so you can be self-sufficient. So,
Exactly. Yeah, they've always said, wait till you're 30. That's when you can drive. So I guess I'm going to live here till I'm 30.
Exactly. There you go. I love that. Oh, if you could win an Olympic medal for any sport, real or fake, what would it be?
Ooh. I would love to win an Olympic medal for something completely like fun or ridiculous, like hula hooping. Or
I love it.
or maybe, soccer would be fun. I love playing soccer. I'm a goalie, but I feel like, yeah, I'd go more with hula hooping. Would you
I like that. Something fun. Oh, I don't know. I love hockey, but I'm not so sure that I could do ice hockey because I've never been on ice skates. So I can't even, yeah. It'd have to be like probably basketball or ball or softball or something like that. Yeah. Some team sport.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
that's a good choice.
Yeah. So other than going to Nashville this summer, do you have any other plans for more music, or do you have any dates set to for the end of the year, maybe for releases, or any thoughts on that?
Um, right now, I'm not entirely sure. I'm just gonna kind of go with the flow and just keep writing and start or finish setting up my home studio with all my recording stuff too. I'm just gonna keep with it as much as I can, and yeah, I'm just gonna roll with it.
Wonderful.
But I definitely want to put out some songs this year.
I know we're going to look forward to them. So your home studio, that big project for you, or just something that you're like, I can just do a few items, or what? Tell me about it.
We started to build a room in my house, and it's set up kind of like Graceland, Elvis Presley's house. We got the curtains, we have the peacock and the gold walls, the little chandelier.
Yeah.
And it looks pretty cool. I'm not gonna lie. I mean, I haven't recorded any songs at home because I have Nashville, and it's a pretty easy drive to get down there to record. So that's mostly what I'm gonna do. But if I finish getting all my stuff set up, I would like to at least try to record a song on my own, just to know how to do it, what it's like, if I ever need to.
I always use it for demos and things like that. Okay, so when you decide to go to Nashville, you have these 5, 10 songs, whatever, however many you want to do. Obviously, I know you're just starting out in that realm, but that way you can at least figure out which ones are the best and where to go with them.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Wonderful. Well, I hope you send me some pictures then of what that looks like, because that sounds really cool anyway. Oh, well, thank you so much for joining me today. It's been a pleasure getting to know you and talking with you.
This has been super fun. Thank you.
Oh, anytime. You're welcome back anytime. And thank you all for joining us for another episode of Crazy Women Country. Have a great day, everyone. If you enjoyed today's episode of Crazy Women Country, don't forget to give us a thumbs up. Be sure to click the subscribe button for new interviews weekly. And thank you, friends, for joining us today on Crazy Women Country, where women's voices matter.